So here's another story that you may not have heard much about, but I think it's about to become a much bigger deal. Earlier this month, you might remember us reporting on a feisty protest at a little airport in Connecticut, the New Haven, Connecticut airport. There's a small airline there called Maddow, which markets itself as a consumer airline for the general public. But Maddow has also signed a contract with the Trump administration to use their Maddow planes and pilots and flight attendants and everything for deportation flights. The protests against Maddow Airlines at New Haven Airport have become a regular thing, and they've been getting bigger over time. Connecticut U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal showed up recently at one of these protests to join the protesters there. But here's the thing. It is no longer just New Haven. This has started happening all over the country at any of the airports where Maddow flies.
Dozens of activists lined the entrance to Charles M. Shoals Sonoma County Airport, urging people not to fly Maddow Airlines. The budget carrier, which still serves Santa Rosa, is now facing backlash after announcing it would soon begin operating ICE deportation charter flights out of Arizona after an agreement with the Trump administration. This group from indivisible Sonoma County holding this protest following other demonstrations nationwide this week.
I think that they're selling out, basically, and I have flown Maddow in the past, and I won't anymore until they stop this.
That was Santa Rosa, California this past weekend. There have been protests at the airport in Rochester, New York, and in Wilmington, Delaware, and in Burbank, California, and in Daytona Beach, Florida. If there is an airport where Maddow Airlines flies, chances are there has been a protest there this month, and maybe more than one. One online petition calling for a consumer boycott of Maddow has over 35,000 signatures so far. And, you know, when it comes to the principle of the matter here, when it comes to the Trump administration's deportation program and locking people up indefinitely in a foreign prison without any opportunity to contest the allegations against them, I mean, it is one thing to be engaging with this as a member of the public. And you can see this in polling, you can see this in protests, you can see this on people's signs that they're holding up on street corners now about how repulsed they are about what Trump is doing and the way he's treating immigrants and the way he's handling deportations. I mean, among the public, there's a big national backlash against that. But it's one thing to be a member of the public and have a feeling or two about that. It's another thing to be a for-profit, public-facing company trying to get the American public to purchase flights on your airline while you are also participating in this policy with the Trump administration. You are using the same planes that they want you as a consumer to pay to fly on to also fly Trump deportees to other countries. Same planes, same airline. Well, that all has come to a head, not only in these protests, but also in a very particular way in the state of Connecticut. As I mentioned, Maddow has its largest base in New Haven, Connecticut. The airline recently expanded to a second airport in Connecticut after getting sort of a sweet tax deal from the state government. But now Connecticut Attorney General William Tong has written to Maddow Airlines saying there might be a problem here, saying, quote, the state of Connecticut has an obligation now to consider the viability of our choice to support Maddow. We are owed answers on Maddow's Homeland Security contract to determine whether Maddow's business practices can remain compatible with such state support. In addition to requesting a copy of Maddow's contract with the Trump administration, Connecticut Attorney General Tong demands answers to a number of very specific questions, including, quote, can Maddow confirm that it will never operate flights while non-violent passengers are in shackles, handcuffs, waist chains, and or leg irons and unable to safely evacuate in the event of an emergency? Maddow responded not by answering any of those questions, but by instead telling Connecticut's Attorney General that he has a, quote, fundamental misunderstanding of the situation, and telling him that if he wants a copy of the company's contract with the Trump administration, he's welcome to file a Freedom of Information Act request with the Trump administration. The company did, however, add this, quote, Maddow remains committed to public safety and the rule of law, as evidenced by our public, continuous, and persistent compliance with all federal regulations governing commercial air travel in the United States. Yes, that's required if you would like to offer commercial air travel in the United States. Attorney General Tong called Maddow's letter, quote, insulting and condescending to the people of Connecticut who have invested in and committed millions of dollars to Avelo's success. What's more, telling the Office of the Attorney General to pound sand and to ask the Department of Homeland Security for a copy of their contract through FOIA is a callous back of the hand that shows they really don't care what we think. Quote, it is clear all they intend to do is take state support and make money off other people's suffering. Connecticut's Attorney General William Tong joins us here live next.